Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and good evening. Welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this evening. What about Motherwell? What about Motherwell? St Johnstone does just score against Motherwell. It was disallowed. The St Johnstone, and you need to get a good look at it because they never showed it on Motherwell TV, but it was disallowed for handball. I didn't see the handball, but anyway, it puts the team in third position. And under a lot of pressure tonight because as it stands in the SPFL, there are currently 3 teams on 19 points. Yep, there are 3 teams on 19 points. I'll just get this. I'll just sort that microphone. Just turn that down. Right, Michael, Icky back outside tonight. Hits aside now. I'm just listening to the Motherwell games in the other room. Let's jump into the chat before we look at the league position, because let's get the league up actually on, because the team in third are on a sticky wicket. When we see the league table here, we'll just expand it, and yeah, there you go. Dundee are breathing down the neck. There's no chance of them losing any goals, but Motherwell are also in the same position. Let me just see if I can expand it. No, it's not going to expand it for the Motherwell. But yeah, the pressure is on. The pressure is on. There's 3 teams on joint points, although the Sevco, the Rangers, are sitting 2 goals to the good of Dundee. So come on, Dundee, you've just got a minute or so to go. Get another goal or 2, get another 2 just to put a bit more pressure, but then the goals against would keep the Sevco on top. We want to see as much pressure as possible being put on the third team place. So we've got Ross County full-time, Dundee United 3, Ross County 0. That is a full-time result. Fantastic result for Dundee United. It is a fantastic result. That's no right. Wait a minute, just till I get this. Dundee United, yep, Dundee United, and they've cemented their place in 4th position. Is the Motherwell game finished yet? Motherwell game is still playing. What about Hibs? Hibs are a sorry state and getting beat by 2-0 by St Mirren. That takes St Mirren up to 6th position in the league, and Hibernian are just rock bottom, aren't they? Ayr United are drawn with Morton for Brunei fans. That's full time. I'm hearing Motherwell 2, St Johnstone 0. Motherwell 2, St Johnstone 0, which keeps Motherwell on 19 points also. The pressure is on. Yeah, the pressure is on in the land of Sevco. That's a fantastic result as far as I'm concerned. 2 fantastic results. It's the 2 results that I wanted to happen today. And, it's exciting stuff. Oh, look, there's a race for 3rd spot in the SPFL. It's absolutely brilliant. Montrose 1 and Broth 1. Hibernian gets a goal. Hibernian get a goal in the penalty in the 94th minute. Hibernian do. Consolation goal in the 94th, but they must be raging. The Hibs fans will be going nuts. There's a good chance that Hibs can go down, but then again, if Hibs and Hearts go down, watch the people that run the league change things. Anyway, Carly's in the house. Michael Ross is in the house. Christopher is in the house also. Tam Mack's in the house. Jim F is in the house. Tim Downey's in the house. Jerry Cassidy's in the house. Paul is in the house. Catholic Rebels in the house. And Tam Mack just topped up his fire stick. Up his fire stick. And we'll look at the league again, because there is a little bit of pressure on the team in third, which is fantastic. Because not only is Rangers sitting in third position on 19 points, Dundee United are sitting on 19 points, as are Motherwell sitting on the 19 points also. But the big game of today is obviously the Aberdeen game, and the Aberdeen game does take place in around about 30 minutes time. It does take place in 30 minutes time, and they play Dundee. Let's get the fixtures. So yeah, Aberdeen have Dundee at home. I'm taking Dundee to beat Aberdeen all day long. I think that's a... You would say that was a banker for Aberdeen to beat Dundee, especially at home. I mean, Dundee have got 20 goals against. They've got one of the biggest, well, it's not the biggest, St Johnstone's got 27, and then Kilmarnock have got 23 goals against, and then you have Ross County on 21. So Dundee, and then you've got St Mirren on 22. So yeah, Dundee do have... There is a lot of goals going against them. I expect Aberdeen to win that game comfortably tonight. If they don't, we'll jump back on after their game, as we need to do, because they are the team in second place. We need more TV coverage in Yankland. Celtic TV won't let me watch the Champions League match run for a few hours and I get home from work. Tim, the easiest way to do it is get a Fire Stick, an Amazon Fire Stick, if you've got one, and then just download one of the apps that shows Scottish football. That'd be the easiest way to do it. Just download one of the apps, and there's plenty of them there. And listen, it may be an illegal stream, but everyone around the world does it. I'm doing it right now, and I don't care. The TV companies get us for enough. Anyway, Angelo 40's in the house from... Hey, where have you been, mate? He's coming in from Perth, Australia. I've not seen you for a while. I hope you're good. I understand the time difference in that, and it is difficult for you to get on during the week. But I hope you're good, my friend. I hope you are good. Afternoon, hail from Celtic from the north, says Paul. Catholic Rebel says, should have been 3-0 by half-time. Should be 3-0 by half-time tomorrow. I'll be watching the Sheep, says Tamac. I think I'll watch some of the game. I'll watch the second half. I'll watch the second half to see if... the off chance that Dundee do something up in Aberdeen, and if they do anything, if Aberdeen drop any points at all, we'll jump on a live after the game. Just because, listen, we do it with the Mankey mob, so it's only right that doing it with the team that is chasing us, that's pushing us. It's only right that if Aberdeen drop points, that we jump on and I don't think that they do any. I don't think that they have any channels that do instant reactions or lives after games. There's the wee young lad up there that does some of the videos, but I don't think there's anybody that does live. Tim says that we need more TV coverage in the US of A. Tim, how are you feeling about old Donald? I know it shouldn't talk politics, but that was an interesting watch. I was sitting watching it that morning. Well, it would have been sort of during the night for you, but I got up and watched the final results coming in, and it was like you knew it was in the bag. But anyway, that was interesting coming out of the USA. Rab says, can we do Hearts? We could do with Hearts winning tomorrow. We could do with Hearts winning tomorrow, and with the fact that Hibs have lost again, if Hearts don't win, it will put pressure on them, put massive pressure on them. And I'm taking Hearts to try and steal a point. The pressure is on the Sevconians, the pressure is on Rangers. I mean, they're now joint points-wise. I mean, they're in third position, right? And they're in third position on goal difference. Just on goal difference. They've got a goal difference of 7. Dundee United have got a goal difference of 5. They're 2 goals to the better. Now, if they don't go out and score a barrel load of goals against Hearts, if Hearts do what Hearts do, Hearts are due a win there. Hearts have had a couple of good games there, but Hearts are woeful this season. Could this be the game that's the turning point for Hearts? I think that the pressure is on that lot tomorrow. And I think if they go in at half time, and it's 0-0, or if Hearts are winning, we all know what will happen. We all know what will happen. The boos and the cries will be no surrender. Never mind the fact that they'll be throwing their poppies on the pitch. Poppies on the pitch. We're throwing our poppies on the pitch. Poppies on the pitch. Oh man, they'll be doing all that kind of stuff. Anyway, Aberdeen 2. Kevin's going for 2-2 later. 4-0 the Hoops tomorrow. Tamac says, I was going to say get a Fire Stick, but never thought it was applicable in the States. You would have to get a channel. It'll be all the Champions League games would be pay-per-view in the United States. Have a great birthday, Pat. Angela says, yes, it's 1 a.m. here in the good old Down Under. 1 a.m. Oof, you're up late, mate. Up all night having a party. Is that a late one? Because it'll be Saturday night for you, won't it? I hope it was a good Saturday night. or are you totally just smashed and you're just going, oh, perfect, man, just in and total steaming, I'm going to annoy Baz. I'm just joking, mate. I hope you've had a fantastic night, and welcome to Sunday morning. Anyway, Davy Hislop's going for 4-1 Celtic tomorrow. Hibs apparently in real trouble. Yes, they are in real trouble, and they are way down the bottom of the table. When you look at Aberdeen, they're sitting on a goal difference of -7. They've had 18 goals against. They've only had 11 for all season. I mean, they're losing games, but they're not losing by massive results. But they're losing. They got a penalty in the 94th minute today. Sitting on 8 points at this stage of the season, you know there's only one thing that's in the mind of the players, and that's you're going down. There's very rarely that a team that are sitting on 8 points going into this time of the season manage to turn that around so much. I mean, St Mirren, it's a massive win for St Mirren. I mean, it takes them up 3 points in the table, takes them up into 6, and it just shows you how close it is, because Dundee are on 12 points, Kilmarnock are on 12 points, Ross County are on 12 points, and St Johnstone are on 10 points. So the fact that Hibs only need 2 wins, let's face it. Hibs get 2 wins in the trot, and they can jump up the league. And the manager will be saying that to the Hibs manager will be saying that to the board, but I'm just watching the Hibs players, the reaction for the Hibs players. They're just dejected. They know that they're in a... Anyway, who cares? I would rather, if I had one team that was to go down, I would rather that Hearts went down than Hibs. I would rather Hearts and Kilmarnock went down, to be honest. Jim McClarty's in the house. Paul Baird's in the house. Stephen... Jim F is in the house. Let me just jump back up here. Christopher says, can't wait to see Dundee taking points against the Sheep. If I'm wrong, I'll come back here and say so. Christopher, I hope that they do, and if they do, we will be jumping on live in 90 minutes time, because we have to, because they're the team in second place, and it means that Celtic then have an opportunity to open up a gap at the top of the league tomorrow, and we need to do it. Both sides are a disaster, says Tim. Hibs pumped 2-1. They got a minute. They got a penalty in the 94th minute. They were getting beat 2-0. David Hislop says 4-1 to Celtic tomorrow. Joseph says Highway is apparently in real trouble. Yeah, they are that. Watery farts always lay down. Yeah, they do at Ibrox, don't they? So I'm not expecting anything more. But you just think that Hearts, they need to get something. They need to get something, because if they don't, it could be sticky wicket time for many managers. Could we be? I mean, we've already got rid of managers in the SPFL already this season. It wouldn't surprise me if Hearts and Hibs went down the same road again and got rid of their managers. But anyway, Sports Sound coming up tonight is Celtic versus Chelsea. The women's on Wednesday. That's on Wednesday. Celtic women team. This week. Anyway, the Jambos always lie down, says Mike. Christopher says there's only one team turn up against Celtic. Hearts, yeah. Hearts, that's the only team they turn up for. Stephen Johnson's in the house. Paul Maguire's in the house. Aberdeen and Sevco, we need to win our games. Aberdeen get a couple of injuries and they will fall away, says Paul. I'm hoping that today is one of the... I mean, they'll think that they got absolutely hammered last weekend. They've got a point to prove, Aberdeen. And if they've got any ambitions to try and stay close to us at the top of the table, they'll not have the longevity to stay with us until the end of the season. Once the injuries and that kicking in, I don't think that they will. But you never know. Things have been stranger in Scottish football. Things have been stranger. But I think that this could be the night that Aberdeen could get another draw. I've just got a funny feeling about it. They're at home. Dundee have nothing to lose. Dundee have nothing to lose at all. When you look at Dundee, they'll be looking to jump back above St Mirren and get back into that top 6. So if Dundee were to get a win, they'll be saying that. The manager's saying that. He said, look, you get a win and you're back in the top 6. And that's a big motivational boost. The Aberdeen manager, all he has to say is, look, just do what you've been doing. The Celtic game, look, don't worry about the Celtic game. Don't worry about the semi-final anymore, because look what Celtic went on to do against the second best team in Germany. So get that out of the back of your mind. Focus back on the league. We're up there fighting them for the top of the league. Aberdeen manager will be pushing them all the way and say, look, Dundee are here, they're on our turf. Just do what you keep doing and we'll win the game. That's what I'd be saying if I was Aberdeen manager. Dundee, if you're the Dundee manager, you're sitting saying to them, look, we get one over Aberdeen. They got shook up last week. Let's go put a bit of pressure on Aberdeen, see if they fancy it 2 weeks in a row. They've had a week to get over it. But then if Dundee go out and hit them hard and quick, you never know. You just never know. Dundee do have scored 17 goals this season, so let's see where it takes us by the end of this evening. But the big game for us is obviously Celtic tomorrow. Celtic tomorrow, and I think that will be a Celtic win. Even if it is on that plastic pitch, and Kilmarnock will have a go at us. They've seen they'll play a combination that is sitting back and trying to hit us on the break. You know that Kilmarnock are going to do that. I mean, you saw their manager do it, try and play that type of football against us at Aberdeen. When he was at Aberdeen, he's done quite well with Killie in the past, but obviously Killie aren't doing that well just now. When it comes to league form, they are sitting in 8th. But then Kilmarnock will be thinking, if we have a go at Celtic, we can get back into the top 6. They've won 2 games in a row. They've lost a game. They've drawn a game. They've won a couple of games. They've won 3 out of the last 5. So they lost their last one. But it's going to be a Celtic win all day long. Anyway, let's jump back in to the comments section. And where were we? Paul Bear's in the house. Stephen's in the house. Jim's in the house saying good evening, everyone. Tamak says no excuses for being on the One Celtic Fan View whilst you're in Lisbon. Pat McGuire, you're in Lisbon. That's exactly where you should have. Just put me on and just like this is it. This is it. The ghosts of 1967. Dundee will want to come out and win. Dundee will not lay down to them, says Celtic Girl. I hope not, because if they do have a go at them, and I'm taking the Aberdeen game to be a draw. I called 2 results right today. I went for a Motherwell. I should be a betting man. I went for a Dundee United win. I went for a Motherwell win. I'm going to go for an Aberdeen draw this evening, and see where that takes us, and see if that allows us to open up a little gap. Open up a 2-point gap above them, because when it gets into December, it's always the time of year where Celtic manage to just get that little push. United have fallen down the league a bit, haven't they? They've dropped points in. Falkirk and Livingston are right up there. It looks like Falkirk will come straight back up. They'll come up this season. Livingston got a chance of coming up. And Hearts will go down. And Hibs, that'll be interesting. Christopher says, my fear for tomorrow, the ref will allow Killie players to kick lumps out of the Celtic players. I think that Celtic will go with a big, strong team tomorrow, just so that we know that may happen. And we'll need big, strong players. So don't be surprised if there's a few changes up front. Hearts take anything off the sheep. I'd be very surprised. They're not playing the sheep today, but they are playing Dundee. What's the games? 23rd. No idea. Hearts, Celtic. See, Hearts then play Celtic on the 23rd after the international break. What an interesting thing for them. Yeah. Bye. Right, let's just jump back into the chat. 2 good sides who play really nice football. Reckon the Dons to shade it. Yeah, I think the Dons will shade it slightly, but I'm hoping for a draw. Aberdeen were kept on a high. Why is the TV just went blank? Aberdeen were kept on a high to waste the Mankey mob. Now it's time for them to start slowing down. And Aberdeen lost. Aberdeen to lose tonight 2-1. What the hell just got stuck in the back of my throat? Pat McGuire says, it's better if the Dons keep winning, because that makes for an unhappy Hun. I think that the Huns have got they've got more important things to worry about, and that's the other two teams that are on the same points as them, 19 points. Now, understandably, Rangers have got a game to the good, and if they win that, they'll be 3 points clear. But if Rangers drop any points against Hearts, or I'm even going to say it, if Rangers were to get beat by Hearts, their form in the league isn't that good. And will they have a European hangover after their exertions of getting a point away from home in Europe? I mean, Aberdeen at Hearts will be thinking about that as well, and Hearts need to get off they'll be wanting to get off the bottom of the second to the bottom of the table. I mean, Hearts will know that if they win, right, if Hearts can win, it will take them up into 7th position if they were to win tonight, right? So that's a massive motivation. No, it wouldn't, because of the goal difference. No, it would. It would take them up to about 7th or 8th position. If the score was to go the right way, they would go up to 8th position. That's a massive jump for 11th, up to 8th. And they'll be thinking, if we can win this, if we could just get that result, we can get that one result. Anyway, talk tomorrow. Let's talk about the game tomorrow, and let's see what Celtic news are out there. Will there be a rest period for any of the players after their exertions in the Champions League? Yep, we need to remember we're in the Champions League. Celtic will attempt to end another week on a high this week, and it's a fantastic. It's been a really, really important month for Celtic, and it's a month where I never really honestly thought that we would end up. Let me just get the fixtures up. When we look at the fixtures over the last, that's not going to. Why is Celtic not showing you them? Why does Celtic always do that? Results. Now I've got to scan all the way forward. Jesus, honestly, Celtic, you changed the website and it's worse. When you look at the games in November, and it was always said when you had that run in October, there was a lot of busy games. Obviously, we started off the month with a 7-1 thrashing by Dortmund at the beginning of the month, but we then went away to Ross County. We won 2-1. We had the international break where a winger at Celtic scored 3 goals, and Lewis Palmer scored 3 goals against Sligo Rovers. We then had Aberdeen, the first game at Celtic Park. It was a 2-2 draw. Aberdeen thought they were on top of the world coming back. Celtic had a 2-goal lead, remember, at that point, and then we let Aberdeen score 2 goals. We then went away to Atalanta, and we turned it around. We drew 0-0 against an Atalanta team that, let's face it, they thought that they were going to win easily against Celtic. So that was the sort of the midway point towards the end of the season. We then went away to Motherwell and scored 3 goals and won 3-0. And then we had Dundee at Celtic Park for the end of October, and we won that 2-0. Going into the semi-final, we thrashed Aberdeen 6-1. We then beat Leipzig 3-1. We demolished Leipzig in the Champions League. And then going forward, the rest of the month, we play Kilmarnock tomorrow. We've then got Hearts at Celtic Park. We've then got Club Brugge and Ross County back at Celtic Park. And we can end up this month winning every single game. This will be one of the most important months in Brendan Rodgers, and it will go down as one of the most successful months in Brendan Rodgers' history, and we'll take massive, massive steps if we can break away just a couple of points to get that little gap between ourselves and Aberdeen, if Aberdeen were to drop anything. But ultimately, we need to keep the goals coming in. And I'm just watching the BBC showing the RB Leipzig game, which was absolutely fantastic. The Rio Hatate goal for the second one was a classic. I've never seen Rios look so happy in ages. Usually his face is triple. But anyway, it is all about Kilmarnock tomorrow, and predicted lineups for Kilmarnock are starting to come out all over. Obviously, Kasper Schmeichel will be in goals. I've said mine before. I think Alistair Johnson will play. I think Trusty will play. I think Liam Scales will come on, and Cameron Carter-Vickers may not make it because of that pitch and his big toe. And I don't know what happened today. There's not anything that I've seen that has been leaked anyway about the fitness of the players, but I do expect one of the defenders to be rested, and I expect it to be Cameron Carter-Vickers. You're going to get Alex Baye coming back in I think you'll have Callum McGregor, Engels, Rio Hatate, Dice Maeda, and Nico Kuhn up front with Kyogo Furi Ashe. Or will Adam Ida? Nah, he's going to start Adam Ida, isn't he? He's going to start Adam Ida all day long, because I think that if he goes with Adam Ida against that big... I'm just going to see if has there been any leaks or anything on Twitter, because it's usually... notifications. Let's just do a quick search. Latest. No, it doesn't look like it. Nope. Nothing at all. So it doesn't look like the team's been leaked out. Carly says 1-0 playing 7-0 playing like prime Barca. Don't care, just wants the 3 points. Angelo coming in from Australia, he's going for 5-0 Celtic. So it's a cracking scoreline, and that's a cracking scoreline. Celtic Girls going for 4-0 Celtic. Christopher's going for 5-1 Celtic. Mobley's going for 5-1 Celtic. Big Rab B is in the house. When the tickets go on sale for Bruges game, I've no idea. Check the Celtic website. Tim says, I think we'll talk in the big media about Celtic or what they should move to the Premier League. Any thoughts about this? Nah. I don't see any talk in the media about Celtic going to the Premier League. It's never going to happen. The English wouldn't want Celtic in the Premier League, because when you look at the fan base that we have, if we were to get... And English fans say this, and this is one of the things that does my head in. They're like, Celtic would be shit in the league. Oh, how would we? It would be a level playing field. Look at the TV money that you get in the Premiership. They don't want Celtic to have that amount of money. They don't want Celtic to be sitting on crazy amounts of money to be able to spend on transfers. You know, you wouldn't be spending. You wouldn't then have a budget of 100 million. You know, the Celtic turnover would probably go to around about 300 million. If it was to go to 300 million, could you imagine the players that we would then be able to bring in? You'd be bringing in players at 30 and 40 million. We would be buying players at 30 and 40 million if we went to the Premier League. We would win the Premier League after 3 years. After 3 years of being in the Premier League, we would win the league. And I mean that. Because you get teams coming up to Celtic Park, and you would get players that have never known an atmosphere. Like, there's not an atmosphere on a weekly basis. The atmosphere, if that was to happen, every single game at Celtic Park, the atmosphere would be like what it was back in the early 2000s under Martin O'Neill. It would be like a Champions League night every single match. And teams down in England, and players that hadn't been at Celtic Park before, they'd be like, holy mother of moly, man, this is no English football. Do you know, this is like European football. And then it's then going up that level, and it's never going to happen. So let's just nip that in the bud. But Tim, you think that there's talk about it in the media? I don't see anything in the media about it, but I don't think that it will ever happen, because they don't want Celtic to have the type of money that they get in the English Premiership. If Celtic were to get that, they would win the league in 3 years. And for anybody to suggest that they wouldn't, the first season that we went in, we would be buying players at 20 million. The second season that we went in, we'd be buying players at 30 to 40 million. And in the third season, we would be buying players at 40 to 50 million. With the money that you get from the English Premiership, it's a no-brainer, right? The levels would go up. The type of player that you're buying would go up. The experienced player would go up. You would get big-name players going, do I go to Brighton? Do I go to Southampton? Do I go to a mid-table team? Or do I go to Celtic? And do I go and play at Celtic Park? Do you know, Matt O'Reilly's then not leaving to go to down south. He's then staying, and then you're then bringing in that level of player. Arne Engels at 11 million, be like, that's just a, you know, that's a punt taking him at that price. You know, it's like, we'll see if it works out. Celtic would then go in at those levels on that 3 year period, and that's why I think after 3 years Celtic will win the league. And maybe I'm looking through green tinted spectacles, but it's not. It's looking at it through from a finance point of view. The fact that Celtic are sitting with £77 million in the bank just now. Could you imagine what happens if you're playing in the? you're not going to get Champions League money the first season, say, right? So say after season 3 we start getting Champions League money because we finish that high up in the English Premiership. We don't win it. We say we finish 4th or something in season 3. We then get into the Champions League again. We get the Champions League money. We get the money from the English Premier League. The bloody money that Celtic would be getting would be phenomenal. It's kind of stuff that they wouldn't want us to get. Definitely wouldn't want us to get. And I think that's why it would never happen. Anyway, Kaiser's in the house. The big toe. Carly's laughing about the big toe. Chilpel says hi to Stephen Johnson. Bobski says hi to Stephen Johnson. Hope McCowan is on to score tomorrow. I hope so as well. Kaiser is the man, says Carly. Adam will run riot tomorrow afternoon, says Tarmac. I think so. Why do we call women's team the girls? I'm not even going to say that out loud. Pat Maguire. Why would you say that? Anyway, moving on. Angelo says Adam Ida to start tomorrow. Yes, I think Adam Ida to start tomorrow. Also. And Chilpel, the mole is dead. Lol. The mole is dead. Maybe the mole was the mole. Big Rab Beanis says he's going for Casper, Alison Johnson, Scales, Rocky. Oofed. That's a blast for the past. Taylor, Kilmarnock, Bernard, McCowan. Jesus, he's never going to go for that team. Big Rab B. Not a chance. Jesus, you give me some kind of indigestion, stress. Big Rabbi's going for 3-0 tomorrow. PM Trump fan. Just think you get back to it. I'm missing out some of the comments. Apologies. -9? Is it -9 back in Scotland? Didn't he say that? What's the weather to be next week? Jesus, it better not be. 2 seconds, I just want to check something. Oh my god, it's just fucking freezing. Oh dear. Oh, you're kidding on, man. Just giving myself the fear. Anyway, it is -9 when it comes to the league. When we look at the league, there is a couple of teams that have made massive moves. Massive moves. Where is it? There it is there. Anyway, that's the way that the league looks currently. Aberdeen have kicked off. Have they? Why is that not updating? Yep. Aberdeen. No, they kick off in 5 minutes. Aberdeen kick off in 5 minutes. Should we stay on a little bit longer just to see that Aberdeen score coming up? Or should we just call it quits? I'm going to call it quits because it's a Saturday night and we'll see if we come back on after it. Agreed, I'm not sure about winning, but we can only dream. Celtic would win every EPL every year, says Carly. It has to be done, Baz, says Paul. My stocks and shares have gone up since Trump won. Pity I don't have that a lot, says Chilpel. They would do, Baz, says Carly. Yep, they would. They would definitely win it after 3 or 4 years, definitely. It's not happening, but I'd like to see a Scottish team enter the FA Cup or a British Cup. No, nah, I wouldn't, because it keeps. I wouldn't. The stadium would also be bigger, says John. How are you, John? How's Kev doing? I've not heard from him for about a week or so. How are you, John? And I hope you're keeping well. Celtic Girl says, we should definitely do a huge UK league once in a while. The last time that Celtic did anything on a national level was when the Queen was crowned. Yes, the Coronation Cup. And they had to play it again because Celtic won it, and then we played it again and Celtic won it again. Anyway, Kaiser says they should leave Celtic in Scotland with everyone else, scrap the Diddy Cup. That allows Scottish, Welsh and Irish teams for Cup, and that would be a taste of Premier money and the domestic cup. That's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. I'm going to jump through these comments. German media major noise at Paris. I seen that. For couldn't second goal, and it says it would have it was deafening. It could have caused, and that's why many people have got tinnitus at Celtic Park. And I'm going to jump through. Kaiser never start Palmer. He's rotten. I wouldn't start Palmer. He's something not right about him. Why not live at that end of the sheep? Why not do a live at the end of the sheep game? And Big Rabbi, I'm going to do a live if the result goes the right way. If they'll drop points, I'll definitely do a live. Or maybe we should just do one anyway. Will we do one anyway if we get enough yeses? See if we can get 50 yeses. There's only 155 folk on, but if we can get 50 yeses, we'll do a live after the Aberdeen game tonight, even if they win. Because if they win, it means that Celtic are on top of the league. And usually I would only do a live if the team below us were to get beat so that we could taunt them. So hopefully they do drop points. Man City have no money in the bank. United over 1 billion in debt. We would be the richest club in the EPL, but Stephen Welsh should be a regular starter, says Pat Maguire. 2-1 Motherwell, well 2-1, yes. Kaiser says yes. Hope Aberdeen win and the Huns come third. I hope that Dundee United and Motherwell push the Rangers down to 4th and 5th. Yes, right, let's count these. Yeah, it looks like we're doing a live after the game then. Okay, we'll do a live after the Aberdeen game. The missus will be watching telly anyway. That's what she does. Yes. Right, fine, use one. We'll do a live after the Aberdeen game just for the banter. We'll start the live just before the Aberdeen game finishes so I can sit and watch it and see the yes. Paul says, see if the SPL just kept our homegrown players instead of selling them to the EPL. Our league is shit, but swipe our players. Yeah, they do that. Cheers, son. Yes. Right, okay, we're doing a live just for you. It's Saturday night. I never do a live on a Saturday night, but we'll do a live after the Aberdeen game. It'll be just before the Aberdeen game finishes. So if you want to switch on to that, please do, and I'll see you then. Mrs. Liv, she'll understand. She does. She gets peace and quiet to watch whatever she wants on the telly. Anyway, and it keeps me in my little box room. It's too echoey. I need to sort that out. Anyway, that's us for tonight. I'll see you after the Aberdeen game, which is about to start in any second now. So have a fantastic evening wherever you are. Angelo, have a fantastic Sunday morning, because it's Sunday morning with you now, since it's around about 1:30.